As you can see, I have a recipe here for pizza sauce. When I pick up a recipe for the first time, I actually start with reading it here first at the procedures. And as I read through the recipe, you'll notice that the ingredients are listed in the order that they're used in the recipe. So I always know I can go back and look and refer back to the ingredients if I need to as I read through the procedures. If I read through the procedures, it'll tell me a lot. It'll tell me what kind of equipment I need, so I'll underline that. It'll also tell me, as I go through, the ingredients I need. So sometimes I'll use a highlighter. So there's my butter. There's my oil. Here's my onion and garlic. It'll also tell me cooking methods. Here's one. It says saute. And as far as time goes, how long do I saute for? Until it's soft and transparent, about 3 to 4 minutes. But that's also a skill that you have to learn as you go in cooking. Moving on, I can continue to highlight the ingredients. So here I have the basil, the oregano, the salt, the sugar, the pepper, and the fennel. And again, I'm going to continue to saute, noting that these are done in the same pan. Okay, and I move on, and I have to the same pan add our tomato sauce and paste. And then I'm going to simmer. There's another cooking method. Simmer on low for 30 minutes. There's a time, 30 minutes. Right here. And I also have a temperature where it says on low. That can be considered a temperature sometimes too. Then, as I continue to read, I see once it's done cooking, I divide the sauce into hotel plans. Now this is giving me a way to cool the sauce for later use. So this right here would be what we call a CCP, a critical control point. With this critical control point, I know that I'm going to keep the food safe during the cooling process. And it tells you specifically in this recipe, place into an ice bath and cool to 70 within 2 hours. And you learned that already in Serve Safe Food Handler. Continue cooling until the internal temperature reaches 41 within additional 4 hours. So this whole thing right here is your cooling process, and it's a CCP. Then it says to place in a polycarbonate food storage box with lid and label and date for storage. That is going to be another process for safekeeping as well. So I need a food storage box and a lid. Store in cooler or freeze until needed. Now, I've read through and I can know what to expect with this recipe. This recipe actually tells me the tools and equipment ahead of time. So as I'm gathering my mise en place, not only am I gathering these ingredients, but I'm also going to gather my tools and equipment. This is part of your mise en place. So this is your mise en place. Anytime I write MEP, that means mise en place. I need to get these things put in place before I can make this recipe. Now I can go back and take a look at the ingredients and see what I need. 8 ounces of whole butter, 12 ounces of olive oil, 52 ounces of onions, 2 tablespoons garlic powder, 4 tablespoons dried basil leaf, 2 tablespoons dried oregano leaf, 2 tablespoons kosher salt, 3 tablespoons sugar granulated, 1 tablespoon ground black pepper, 3 tablespoons whole fennel seed, 1 number 10 can of tomato sauce, 78 ounces of tomato paste, and 16 ounces of water. Okay, now I'm ready to begin my mise en place because I understand ahead of time what I need to do with each ingredient as I go. Before I can even start the procedure, I have to first measure my mise en place. Then I can get my tools and equipment. And then I can start the procedures. There's other tools and equipment we need in here also that you're going to have to take note of for this recipe. So for instance, anytime I see ounces, when it's not a liquid, then I would have to weigh it. But seeing that this could be whole butter, could be liquid or volume. Weight or volume. So 8 ounces, I can weigh out 8 ounces of whole butter. If it happened to be melted, I could do that in a liquid measuring cup as well. The 8 fluid ounces and weight here are the same because this is a liquid. Same thing with the olive oil blend. However, with olive oil blend, knowing that it is a liquid state, I will use a liquid measuring cup. Here, I'm going to use a scale. 52 ounces of onions diced, I'm going to use a scale. These are already told to you, you need 2 tablespoons, 4 tablespoons, but we're going to learn later how to make that easier because I know that 4 tablespoons is 1/4 cup. Okay, and you'll learn that later. I also know that I have measuring spoons in there that equal 2 tablespoons, but again, that's something you're going to learn later. 78 ounces of tomato paste. They give it to you 2 quarts plus 1 3/4 cups or 1.75. Remember, you're going to have to know those decimals because they will come up a lot. And then 16 ounces of water, and I'll need a liquid measuring cup for that as well. And that's it for now for reading a recipe.